Good evening. This meeting is called to order. Welcome to the April 28th, 2022 meeting of the Southeast Oakland School Board of Directors. May we have a salute to the flag and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, justice for all. Thank you. This evening's meeting, there is a slight modification. The president of the board is on via Zoom, and the vice president is out of town. So we are going to do a couple other motions and other resolutions to put in a chairperson pro tempore for tonight's meeting. But first, I'd like to do a roll call. Mrs. Abney.
Present.
Ms. Perry.
Present.
Ms. Monroe.
Present.
Ms. Peter Coe.
Present.
Ms. Woodfolk.
Present.
Mrs. Washington.
Present.
Mr. Fowler, excused. Ms. Crawley, excused. Ms. Harris Johnson.
Present.
Dr. Winder.
Present.
Mr. DiOrio.
Present.
Mr. Butler, present. Next on the agenda, I'd like to call for nominations for chairperson pro tempore.
Yes, I nominate Cherie Monroe as the chairperson.
Any other nominations? I'd like to make a motion to close the nominations for chairperson pro tempore.
Second. Motion. Second.
All of those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, the next is we're going to do a motion to elect Cherie Monroe as chairperson pro tempore. I have a motion to elect Ms. Monroe.
I make the motion. Second.
All of those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Okay, now I'd like to do another roll call. Mrs. Abney?
Present.
Ms. Perry?
Present.
Ms. Monroe?
Present.
Mrs. Peter Coe?
Present.
Ms. Woodfolk?
Present.
Mrs. Washington?
Present.
Mr. Fowler, excused. Ms. Crawley, excused. Ms. Harris Johnson?
Present.
Dr. Winder?
Present.
Mr. DiOrio?
Present.
Mr. Butler, present. Ms. Monroe, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Butler. At this time, there are no comments from the board president. May we have the student board representatives report?
Hello, my name is Umnia Al-Hanif. My name is Brianna Hall. At the beginning of this month, we had our junior prom where 78 people attended and we raised around $2,000. On April 4th, we had our Reading Olympic competition where students over the span of several months read over 40 books and had to compete. On April 6th, we held the Parent-Teacher Night for the third marking period where students and teachers can address their students' progress and grades. On April 8th, before our spring break, we had a student staff basketball competition. The freshmen and sophomores had the morning game, and the juniors and seniors had the afternoon game. The students won both games. On April 21st, HiQ members attended the HiQ banquet and awards ceremony, and one of our members, Brianna Ha, won an All-Delco award. For the last 2 weekends of April, Southeast Delco District is showing The Little Mermaid, where students ranging from 5th to 12th grade have been practicing since January. The last show dates are this weekend, so please come out and support if you have not already. And yesterday, on April 27th, the Southeast Delco Gifted Program attended a trip to Opera Villa's final dress rehearsal for Rigoletto at the Academy of Music in Philadelphia. Over the course of several months, the robotics team has built an AUV, written a research white paper, directed and filmed a commercial, and presented their work in front of a panel of judges composed of naval engineers. The students were put to the final test at the 5th annual Greater Philadelphia Sea Glide Competition, which was held at Temple University earlier today. Following studying waterfowl anatomy and conservation, the PA Junior Stamp Competition encourages students to submit their artwork depicting an eligible North American species. I'm proud to announce that 4 Academy Park students have been recognized, the only public high school to be recognized. The honorable mentions are Shaniki Charles, Logan Seeley, and Samaje Young, and the second place winner is Leandra Albertson, whose work will advance to the national competition in Washington, D.C. All of these students will be honored at an awards celebration hosted at the John Hines National Wildlife Refuge on May 7th. With May right around the corner, students from the AP classes have been preparing for their upcoming exams held in the first 2 weeks of May. And with this, we would like to conclude the school board report for the month of April.
Thank you, ladies. If you would like to leave, you are more than welcome to. Dr. Wanda, I do have a question. Can we have a demonstration of the robotics that the students did? I would like to see their, I would like to see, I do go on their website to look at this stuff, but it'd be nice to see it in person, if possible.
Dr. Lowry will arrange that.
Thank you. Dr. Winder, do you have a superintendent's report?
I do. Good evening, everyone. I have a short update, as we have promised that we would give an update every month on our comprehensive plan. You have your here, because this is not working behind us, the audience can see the one up there. So we are going to start on page 2, which is the overview. Good evening, Board of Directors, families, students, teachers, and staff. This evening, I will provide you updates of the highlights of the comprehensive planning session number 2. This meeting took place on April 7, 2022. I want to thank the Board of Directors and all members of the steering committee and the subcommittees for a productive work session and their active participation. I will share the agenda for that evening and quickly review the presentation for that session. This presentation will appear on the district website for everyone who would like to view it. The next page is the agenda. As we had spoken prior to the meeting, the majority of the night was spent into subcommittee groups. So we had our welcome, we went right into our subcommittees, and then we came back for a whole group discussion where they just shared with us a snippet of all the great things that they were doing in their subgroups, and then they had the opportunity to reflect and give some plus deltas in the chat. In this particular meeting, we had 57 participants. If you recall, the last time we had 88, but 20 of those were students who were invited for one time. So they only were a part of a focus group. For our board of directors, we had Ms. Rebecca Perry and Mrs. Amy Washington attend. We were able to have 6 students that attended. We had one group that did not have any students, and that particular team lead is going to reach out to them again personally this time. Before they had received an email, but he's going to personally meet with them to ensure that at least a few of them will come to the meeting on May 18th. And then we had our same subcommittee. There were no changes of our team leads. So for special education and gifted, Dr. Gibbs Tapper and Mr. Baxter. For our new teacher induction, Dr. Reddick Smack and Mr. Butler. For professional development, Dr. Lowry and Mr. Wilson. For academic standards and assessments, Dr. Ryan and Mrs. Peterson. Then we have our next steps. Based on the reflections and feedback of our stakeholders, we have determined the next steps to our comprehensive plan. Again, I want to thank the board of directors and the steering committee and the members for their participation. So we will have a team leads meeting, but the team on May 18th, we will be having our comprehensive plan. So prior to that, our team leads will meet and determine as the two of them if they need to have a meeting in between. Each of our groups have a different amount of work that they have to get done, and it's in a different area. So some may need more time than others. And then before that meeting on May 12th, the team leads and I will have a meeting just to discuss where they're going for their last meeting and any needs that they may have for me. The draft plan will be presented on June 23rd. And then it will sit for the 28 days. And then we're hoping that July 28th will be a presentation to the school board directors. And at that time, we will take in any type of suggestions that have been given to us so that we can complete that plan no later than August 30th. Questions or comments? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Winder. May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. May I have a motion to approve the minutes from the March 24th, 2022 regular board business meeting?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Are there any questions on the treasurer's report? Seeing none. May I have a motion for payment of bills in the amount of $5,248,591.67?
Motion.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do we have any agenda comments for the agenda, public comments? We have one,
Chris Fleming.
two, maybe. Hello, Mr. Fleming.
Hi.
You have 3 minutes. Please make sure you state your residence.
Chris Fleming, 207 Fallcroft Avenue, Fallcroft, Pennsylvania. I just want to start off by saying I'm sure being a board member is a hard and stressful position. Just by looking on your website, I can see all the policies you guys have enacted, and I'm sure it's a lot of work. And although I haven't agreed with a lot of the decisions you guys have made in the last 2 years, I always thought, however misguided I thought you were, that you had the children's best interests at heart. But after reading and hearing about policy 248.1, I'm not sure I believe that anymore. Of course, I'm talking about the non-discrimination, transgender, and gender-expansive students policy. First, I would like to know, maybe you guys can answer afterwards, if it was written by the board or adopted from state or federal policy. The reason I ask is when I read this policy, I was really concerned about some of the language. I want to read a small portion of it. Under the heading Student Transitions, it says, when a student notifies the district that a student is transitioning, the student shall hold a meeting with the student and parents if they are involved in the process. Just for context, under current state and federal laws, children cannot buy cigarettes or alcohol until they are an adult and 21. They cannot vote or serve in the military until they are an adult and 18. They can't even get their learner's permit until they are 16. But according to this policy, they can decide to change sex apparently at any age without parental involvement if they choose to do so. Does anyone else see a problem here? It goes on to say that the district staff shall train school administrators and any educators that interact daily with the student on the transition plan and timeline for transition. I can only assume that the training would involve calling the student by its preferred pronouns. And I also can only assume that if I, as the parent, were not involved, then staff would be trained to not let me know what is going on. So you're essentially going to hide my child's wish to transition from me? Again, I ask, does anyone else see a problem here? If a child is confused about who or what they are, what right does a school district have to keep that from the parents? As parents, we are responsible for all the children's needs, medically, financially, and emotionally. We should be the first and only people you tell. Now, as much as I wish it weren't the case, I agree there are more kids today than ever before who feel different, think they are a different sex, whatever. We could talk for hours about the reasons for this, but that's for another day. I see the need for some type of policy, but this policy, as it is written, in my opinion, is trash. I would never give you the right to decide what is best for my children, and while I don't speak for the rest of the parents, I would bet they feel the same way. This policy is garbage, and that's where it belongs. In my opinion, any board member who votes to go forward with this should resign immediately. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fleming.
Is this Latarsha Threadgill?
Yes.
Okay.
These are kids.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Ms. Threadgill.
I am Mrs. Threadgill on Melrose Avenue in Sharon Hill. I am a teacher at Academy Park. I am also a parent of a child in the district. I am a resident of Sharon Hill. I am a community leader in Sharon Hill, and I am also a pastor in Sharon Hill. All right, so I do also have an issue with the policy 248. I think the last time it was discussed in the board meeting, there was a suggestion for a letter to go out to all parents communicating this policy and explaining it. I also know it was said that other policies were not done that way. But I do think that this policy is sensitive in nature, and to not really do our due diligence and letting parents know exactly what this policy is and how it will affect their child and their family and their home. I just believe that it is doing a disservice to community members. And I do speak as a parent, not just as a teacher, because I must say I was blindsided by a few things myself as an employee and as a teacher when I had to deal with it myself with a student. I didn't quite know how to deal with it personally, but I understand that there are differences that children may have, but I also believe that parents should be well aware of what this is. And honestly, for my child, who is a young person, if they were to see someone else that was of a different gender in the bathroom with me, I would want to explain it myself. And I wouldn't want it to be left up to a teacher, because I don't know how that teacher feels. I don't know how they were raised. I don't know what they believe in, but I know what I believe in. And so, I don't want a school telling my child or explaining something to my child. I think that's left up to the parent and to the home. So I really want to know, what was your decision regarding sending information out to parents before now? Because it is my understanding that we adopted this policy or the language of it from another school district, but it's also my understanding that that school district notified their community and sent out a letter letting them know and explaining this policy. So if we were going to copy another district, then we should have done it all the way. So I just want to know what happened with the letter, or what was your decision concerning that?
So we're going to allow all 4 people to go that are on the same topic, and then we'll give one response. Thank you. Colleen Powell?
Good evening, Mr. Powell. Please state your name and your residence.
My name is Kanye Powell, and I live on 126 Pine Street. And I came here today to also speak on the transgender issue, as it's been brought to my attention by some of my female constituents inside of the school that they do feel a bit uneasy when they see these people come into their spaces, as they know that they are not anatomically a woman, that they are colloquially a woman, and they understand this consciously, and they know that's not a woman, and they feel uncomfortable with that. And I came here today to kind of get more insight and to kind of brighten my view and ask you all what events prior led up to you making this decision, with, once again, as the woman previously has stated, that you didn't really communicate it enough to the parents. And I know that a lot of parents are like more archaic traditionalists, and they would not agree with this decision. And I wanted to know, why this wasn't pushed enough for them.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Last name, Dan Cambry?
I'm sorry, sir. You have 3 minutes. Please state your residence.
My name is Abdul Razak Denkaberry. I live on 1505 Elmwood Avenue. And I came here to talk about the exact same policy the last 3 people before me spoke about. It's come to my attention from one of my female friends has personally had an uncomfortable experience that would constitute as an unfortunate consequence of this policy. I don't want to speak into it specifically because that person feels afraid to come here and to speak about it, just from how this was done, how this policy was enacted, how all of this went down. I personally spoke to my mother about this, who did not want to come to speak on this because of how this issue has been spoken about and dealt with in the country. People who, the 3 people before me, I would call them brave, because a lot of people do not want to speak about this and do not want to bring it up to people in positions of power that are able to bring this policy forward into the school. Like I said, I believe I know of 2 people so far that have been seen in these bathrooms and have personally made the people I know uncomfortable by being there, just by virtue of being there. One of them, mind you, doing something that would make other people very uncomfortable. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you.
For the questions about the policy was already on the agenda to be tabled for tonight, as well as all call is going out on Thursday to inform the community that there will be space at the Committee of the Whole meeting, which is actually May 19th. It's actually May 19th is when the policy will be discussed, and anyone that wanted to provide any input would be able to come to that meeting. As for the second part of Mr. Dan Cambry's comments, Mr. Boat, the principal, could you raise your hand? So could you see that student to communicate about that other concern?
Plan to, thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Winder. New business. Are there any questions on new business items 1 through 5? Are there any questions on finance items numbers 1 through 2? Are there any questions on human resource items 1 through 12? Are there any questions on policy items 1 through 6? Can I get a
Back to,
human resources?
yes.
It's 16.
16.
I'm sorry, 16, 1 through 16.
Thank you.
Human resource items 1 through 16. When we vote. There's no comments on policy items 1 through 6. Put your mic on.
I want to make a motion to table policy item number 1.
There's a motion on the floor to table policy item 1, which is the non-discriminatory transgender and gender exposed to students. Is there a second?
I second it.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. May I have a motion for education items 1 through 5?
Motion.
Motion.
I'm sorry, 1 through 6.
Motion.
Second. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. May I have a roll call vote for finance item number 1? Can I have a motion from finance item 1?
Second.
It has been properly moved in second. All in favor?
No, we have to do a roll call.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. So as Chairperson Monroe had just stated, we need to do a roll call on this particular item. Mrs. Abney?
Which one? I'm sorry.
This is item 1, finance. This will be
432.
432. This particular item is in reference to the Delaware County Community College budget. The portion of Southeast Delco, I'll read it very quickly. Approve the Delaware County Community College budget in the amount of $8,659,054 for the fiscal year July 1, 22 through June 30, 23. Southeast Delco's school district's share of the above budget is $344,945. Okay, so I'd like to move to the roll call. Mrs. Abney?
Yes.
Ms. Perry?
Yes.
Ms. Monroe?
Yes.
Mrs. Peter Coe?
Approve, yes.
Ms. Woodfolk?
Yes.
Mrs. Washington?
Yes.
Mr. Fowler, excused. Ms. Crawley, excused. Ms. Harris Johnson?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Butler. Motion has passed. May I have a motion for finance item number 2?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
It's been properly moved in second. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. May I have a motion to approve human resource items 1 through 16?
Motion.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Ms. Perry.
So we just want to acknowledge some retirees we have that have given us many years of service in the district here. And I am going to read them in order of the years served, so they may not be in the exact order on the agenda. So first, we'd like to congratulate Mr. John McGettigan on his retirement. He's a Spanish teacher at Academy Park, and he has served our district for 5 years. Next, congratulations to Miss Anita Kaplan, an ELL teacher also at Academy Park High School, and she has served our district for 10 years. Next is Miss Kathleen Garrow. She's a reading interventionist at Sharon Hill School. She has served our district for 17 years. Also at Harris School, our Title I aide, Miss Harriet Carter, is retiring. She has been with the district for 23 years. And finally, science teacher at Darby Township, Mr. Carl Breithaupt, and he has been with Southeast Delco School District for 47 years. We thank all of you so much for your service.
Thank you, Ms. Perry. May I have a motion to accept policy items 1 through 6?
Motion.
No, we're going to, sorry. It's going to be 2 through 6.
I'm sorry,
We
2 through
tabled.
6. I'm sorry. May I have a motion for items 2 through 6?
Motion.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. May I have a motion to approve property item 1?
Motion.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. County community reports. Mrs. Woodfolk, do you have a report from the Delaware County Community College?
No, not at this moment.
I have no report from the DCIU. Rashawn and Mr. Fowler and Ms. Crawley are not here. Mr. DiOrio, do you have a solicitor's report?
Not receiving those, Madam Chairperson.
Are there any administrative team updates?
Yes, we just need to acknowledge Mr. Mike Moore. We need to acknowledge Mr. Mike Morris. Is he in here? We'd like to welcome him. He will be transitioning from an intern position at the Alternative Center to an assistant principal at Harris for the 22-23 school year.
Are there any comments from citizens for non-agenda items?
No, but Mrs. Perry did have.
Ms. Perry, you have the floor.
Hi, I just wanted to share some good news and thank some staff members and some students for amazing things that they've been doing. First, on Saturday, April 19th, Collingdale held their annual spring Operation Clean Streets. It was freezing, and it rained up to the very minute we started the event, so it did scare away a lot of volunteers. We did still have several students attend, even a few alumni, and also some staff members. From Academy Park, we had Sam Gamble and Nathan Frazier. From Harris, Kayla Fagan and Leanna Fagan. We had a K-Center student, Olivia Fagan, and a Delco Academy student as well, Stephen Fagan. I'd also like to thank the alumni that attended, Ryan Kirchhoff and Chris Ruane. Also, a big thank you to our staff members that came out because wet trash is very, very heavy. Retired Harris food service worker, Mrs. Terry Ruane was there. Sharon Hill principal, Mr. Nathaniel Robinson came out. Big thank you to Mr. Michael Hooven, our Director of Public Safety, and also as just announced, Mr. Michael Moore was there and he will be our new assistant principal at Harris next year. Also, our Easter egg hunt was the next day, freezing cold as well, and with hail we did not expect, and our Easter bunny was not able to show up. And an Academy Park student, a sophomore, Jeremy Murphy, last minute came and he was our Easter bunny. Not only did he greet all of the kids, but he sat for 2 hours straight because we offered free pictures, and he sat there for 2 hours to allow families and kids to take pictures. He was amazing. And the next day, he actually even went around with the mayor to hand out Easter baskets to senior citizens that were alone for the holiday. So we thought that was really awesome. And then lastly, I will keep this really brief. If you guys remember back in December, we had an Academy Park sophomore come here and speak, Aisha Koulibaly. She's looking to start a toiletry closet at the high school where children in need can shop for free. So first, I would like to thank both Dr. Esposito and her guidance counselor, Ms. Kaiser, for working closely with her to try to get this project started. They have secured a space in the high school. They cleared out a very large closet for her. Our musical program is going to donate 3 clothing racks. And then also, Aisha has chosen to name it the Knights Chamber. And Aisha, her mother, and I have met with a nonprofit organization that I'd be willing to share any information, and I did share information on that organization with the board tonight. They have closets like this in 8 other Heights schools, and luckily, one of our alumni, Amber Haywood, volunteers for their organization. So they want to help us out with getting the closet stocked. They will also come back either monthly or bi-monthly to stock the closet as well. So we hope to get that up and running really soon. So if you are interested in either donating to the closet or directly to the nonprofit organization, you could reach out to me or Dr. Esposito, and we can definitely connect you with the student. And again, that's Aisha Koulibaly, and we're super proud of her for having this idea and working really hard to put it together. And that's all I have. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Perry. I just have 2 comments. One is, it is administrative assistance week, so I want to thank all the administrative assistants for all that you do. It is a thankless job, hard work. I also want to thank each and every educator in Southeast Delco, and that goes from the top to the bottom. This is a, we don't come here for the pay, teachers. So I just want to say I thank you, I appreciate you, I see you, and keep up the good work. We're all on one leg right now. Announcements for future board meetings. Committee of the Whole, Thursday, May 19th, 2022 at 6 p.m. And that is also where you can come to discuss the policy, as Dr. Weiner had already stated, at the Committee of the Whole. Also, board business meeting will be Thursday, May 26, 2022. It will be held at Academy Park. We will have a budget presentation as well as the retiree luncheon held there as well, and that would be 7 p.m. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion.
It's been properly moved in second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? This meeting is adjourned.
Just